Okay. All right. So I don't know if it's gonna be backwards, but Operation Takedown Bondi. This is what I'm working on right now. This is a formal complaint to the Florida Bar Association. Um, because Pamela Jo Bondi needs to have her license to practice law taken away because she's not practicing law right now. She's completely violating the law, actually. So I've put this document together here. So it's just a few pages of you know. Yeah. So yeah. Let's see. So obviously I'm not going to show my personal information, but let's see, we have the part 3 facts and allegations. So on April 6th, 2025, U.S. District Court Judge Paula Sinis, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, Shinis, Zinis, issued a memorandum opinion in Abrego Garcia et al. V. Noam et al. Ordering, I don't know if I'm saying et al. Right, if I'm fucking that up too. Anyways, ordering the federal government to take all available steps to facilitate the return of Kilmar Abrego Garcia to the United States. The ruling confirms that Mr. Abrego Garcia had been granted protection from deportation in 2019 and that his removal violated legal orders. See Exhibit A. And yes, I did include Exhibit A, which is, let's see here. This is Exhibit A, right here. So this is the United States District Court ruling from the District Court of Maryland, Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia et al. Plaintiffs versus Kristi Noem, Secretary, United States Department of Homeland Security et al. Defendants. So this is the full memorandum opinion right here. Y'all, I have my shit together, okay? Pam fucking Bondi is fucking going down. Fuck that bitch. She is going down. I am filing this formal complaint. I am doing the fucking work. I'm not just fucking saying I'm gonna file the formal complaint. Like, oh my god, this is doing it. No, bitch. I'm doing the fucking work. I'm putting the documents together. Like, I do wish I had an actual lawyer to review this, just to make sure it's solid. Pretty sure it's solid enough to send, but you know, just in case. The really fucked up thing though about sending a formal complaint to the Florida bar, I don't know if it's the same for every other state. Where is the due process? Exactly, thank you. I thought you was straight for a sec. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Whoever you are, I love you and welcome. I am filing. Oh God, I sound like Glenn Kirshner, like your normal voice. Hello, I am filing. I am filing this formal. There we go. I am filing this formal complaint against Pam Bondi. That sounds weird. Anyways, I am not straight. Where's the due process? Exactly my point. Rebecca Harlow. Hi, welcome everyone. Anyone who's joining me. So if you're just joining in. Hang on, let me just, I want to make sure I have all my paperwork together. Putting it back in here. If you're just joining in, this is what we're working on. Operation Takedown Bondi. So I am filing a formal complaint to the Florida Bar to have her disbarred. And if she is disbarred, she can no longer practice law, effectively removing her from the United States Attorney General position. So, and I don't know if anyone else has even tried to do this. I mean, it would be better for a lawyer to be doing this. Y'all, I had to make an account on Pacer. I was like, what the fuck is Pacer? So if you don't know, Pacer is a website that you can register an account. Anyone can join, it's free. You can register an account, and once you have an account with Pacer and it's activated, you can go in there and look up pretty much any court document, like any ruling from the district courts, civil courts, bankruptcy courts, like any fucking court. Any any court. Yeah, I had to call them though because I had an issue with getting my account activated. But yeah, you don't have to be a lawyer to register. Any individual can, any citizen, whatever, you can register for an account. So let's see. Back to part 3, facts and allegations, because on here for the Florida Bar, they have a part 1, which is the complainant information. Part 2 is the attorney information. So, hang on. I need to make it to where y'all can't see my personal information. Hang on. Okay. So, this is okay. So you can't really see this, but that's all of Pam Bondi's information, and you can get all of that info from I will link the website actually, because it's, you go on this website and you type in the name of whatever lawyer or attorney, and then it gives you their information, because you have to give them their sorry, one second. You have to give them their Florida bar number, and then you have to provide the attorney's name, the Florida bar number, the address of where they're practicing law, and then the phone number of wherever that office is. And then I am going to also file a complaint. Once I have this all together and sent out, I'm going to file a complaint with the Bar Association in DC as well. So, anyways, back to, so, I'm getting a little disorganized. Okay. So part 2 was the attorney information. Part 3 is the facts and allegations. So I have part 3 here put together. So I was just reading on April 6th, 2025, about U.S. District Court Judge Paula Sinis issued a memorandum opinion in Abrego Garcia versus Noem, ordering the federal government to take all available steps to facilitate the return of Kilmar Abrego Garcia to the United States. The ruling confirms that Mr. Abrego Garcia has been granted protection from deportation in 2019 and that his removal violated legal orders, see Exhibit A. And then, as I pointed out earlier, this whole packet is Exhibit A. So the fucked up thing with the Florida Bar is it can only be 25 pages long. I lost my train of thought earlier. So it can only be 25 pages long. So I have 18 pages of it is this memorandum, because this has all the juicy, pretty much everything is in here. But then I've added some additional exhibits, which I will get to in a moment. So Exhibit A is the excerpt of Memorandum Opinion Abrego Garcia versus Noem, case number 825 CV00951PX. 18 pages attached, full opinion available upon request. Following this order, Pam Bondi, acting in her capacity as a public legal figure and political advisor, appeared on national television, e.g. Fox News, and made statements directly contradicting the court's findings. She claimed Mr. Abrego Garcia was affiliated with MS-13, despite 2019 immigration court ruling explicitly stating he had no gang ties and... Wait till I get to You just wait. Just stay tuned. I got some shit to show you. Okay. Where was I? Blah, blah, blah. No gang ties and ordering his protection from deportation. This is from 2019, y'all. Bondi's public comments also contradict the April 2025 ruling of the United States Supreme Court in Christie Noem et al. Someone please tell me if I'm saying et al. Right. I don't know if they even say that when they're in court. Versus Kilmar Abrego Garcia et al. And et al. Means anyone else included in the plaintiffs or the defendant's side. So et al. Means and others. Which upheld the lower court's decision that his removal violated the Immigration and Nationality Act and due process protections. The court affirmed that such removals could not be justified. I need to fix that. There's a typo. By false allegations of gang affiliation or national security claims unsupported by evidence. See Exhibit B, Summary of Immigration Court Ruling. Full version available upon request. So that is... Exhibit B is... Give me 1 second. That's all Exhibit A, y'all. Oh, I have Exhibit B is in here. Here we go. This is Exhibit B. Prince George's County Police Department gang field interview sheet. So, in here, so this is when they interviewed Kilmar Abrego Garcia when he was arrested. This is the interview sheet of the police officer who arrested him, who was later indicted on misconduct and fired. And that's who Fox News is trying to spin the allegations on. So right here, U.S. Department of Homeland Security. So this is Kilmar Abrego Garcia right here. This is the official document from the, sorry, it's all backwards. I don't know how to mirror it or whatever, but this is the official document from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. I can't talk right now, y'all. This is just, okay. See right here, I don't know if y'all have seen the screenshot where it was, I think it was Christie Noem or Pam Bondi. They were like, we're going to be releasing the court filing on Kilmar Abrego Garcia to show he's a MS-13 gang member. So I'm going to read it for you because it's backwards and I love you all. U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Kilmar, they spelled his name wrong and put an E, by the way. Kilmer, like by Tesler, Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia. Previous criminal history. See right here? See right here? Previous criminal history. What does it say right here? Subject has no criminal history. See that right there? Subject, you can read that backwards, right? Sorry, I'm yelling. Subject has no criminal history. That's what that says. This is from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. So, I'm sorry. I don't see... When I was reading through this earlier, I didn't see anything... some of the information is redacted. I'm pretty sure it's the officer. No. Yeah, probably the officer's information. So this is like the judge's findings. And then at the very end, this is a page from the Supreme Court ruling, I believe. Hang on. No, This is from this. I'm going to keep that together. No, that is the Supreme Court ruling pages. So at the end here, I really wanted to show you all that. No criminal history. Oh, here. Oh, right. Sorry, this is a whole other exhibit for the SCOTUS ruling. Okay. So this is Exhibit B, and this is the summary of the immigration court ruling that said, in here, it's basically the 2019 ruling from that immigration judge that said Kilmar Abrego Garcia should not be removed from the United States. So I need to put this all back together so it's organized. Okay. And then, just wait. And then we have Exhibit C is the summary of the SCOTUS ruling Christy Noem versus Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Full version available upon request. Because I had to include Exhibit B and a summary of Exhibit B and a summary of Exhibit C on the same page, because like I said earlier, they only allow 25 pages, which is really dumb. I mean, I guess I get it. So I had to really crunch things down a bit to fit the most important things in. But Exhibit C, I think this is the most damning piece of document we have, is the Supreme Court of the United States ruling. All right. This is that 9-0 ruling, remember? When the Supreme Court came together in a 9-0 ruling. The most conservative Supreme Court we've ever seen. Yeah. Yeah. So this is basically saying on March 15th, 2025, the United States removed Kilmar Armando, and they spelled his name correctly, thank you. If you're just tuning in, I'm reading the Supreme Court of the United States. This is the SCOTUS ruling that the entire Trump administration is violating right now. Christy Noem versus Kilmar, sorry, that's my cat. Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia. On March 15th, 2025, the United States removed Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia from the United States to El Salvador, where he is currently detained in the Center for Terrorism Confinement, CCOT. The United States acknowledges that Abrego Garcia was subject to a withholding order forbidding his removal to El Salvador, and that the removal to El Salvador was therefore illegal. The United States represents that the removal to El Salvador was the result of an administrative error. The United States alleges, however, that Abrego Garcia has been found to be a member of the gang MS-13. Remember that other thing I showed y'all where it said he had no fucking criminal history, and that was a court filing? Member of the gang MS-13, a designated foreign terrorist organization, and that his return to the United States would pose a threat to the public. Abrego Garcia responds that he is not a member of MS-13 and that he has lived safely in the United States with his family for a decade and has never been charged with a crime. Remember this? Yeah, no criminal history, bitch. She's fucking... On Friday, April 4th, the United States District Court for the District of Maryland entered an order directing the government to facilitate and effectuate the return of Abrego Garcia to the United States by no later than 11:59 p.m. on Monday, April 7th. I'm sorry, what's the date today? Isn't it the fucking chat? What is the date today? Isn't it the 17th or the 18th? What is it? It's the 17th today, right? Or is it the 18th? 3 people who are watching right now. Someone, what is the date today? Well, anyways, whatever the date today is, He was ordered to be returned. This is, thank you, Bob. Bob, thank you so much. The 18th. Today is the 18th, April 18th. This is a Supreme Court ruling, y'all. 9-0 ruling that Abrego Garcia must be returned to the United States no later. See right here it says, I know it's backwards. No later than April 7th, 11:59 p.m. On the morning of April 7th, the United States filed this application to vacate the district court's order. The Chief Justice entered an administrative stay. The Chief Justice is John Roberts. Are they talking about John Roberts? I believe so. Sorry. And subsequently referred the application to the court. The application is granted in part and denied in part, subject to the direction of this order. Due to the administrative stay issued by the Chief Justice, they put the Chief Justice all in caps. The deadline imposed by the district court has now passed. To that extent, the government's emergency application is effectively granted, in part, and the deadline in the challenged order is no longer effective. The rest of the district court's order remains in effect, but requires clarification on remand. So, requires clarification upon remand. Earlier when I said, where is it? Right here. On Friday, April 4th, the United States District Court for the District of Maryland entered an order directing the government to facilitate and effectuate the return. So they were trying to argue about what the word effectuate means. So if you fucking Google it, it's that easy. It means to take action or the operation of. So it's like the action of facilitating the return of Armando or Abrego Garcia. I don't know why I keep saying. It's because it's Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia is his full name, so that's why I keep saying Armando. I'm sorry. Let's see, where was I? To the one person who's still watching, thank you so much. Sorry that this is so boring and not more like a fun. I don't have any video editors or anything. This is all just me, y'all. Requires clarification on remand. The order properly requires the government to facilitate Abrego Garcia's release from custody in El Salvador and to ensure that his case is handled as it would have been had he not been improperly sent to El Salvador. The intended scope of the term effectuate in the district court's order is, however, unclear. It's not unclear because you just fucking Google what the word effectuate means. Like, this is classic where they're trying to fucking delay shit. We don't know what a word means. Yeah, that's why you want to destroy the Department of fucking Education. So you don't know what the fucking word effectuate means. Like, are you kidding me? Anyways. Sorry. The intended scope of the term effectuate in the district court's order is, however, unclear and may exceed the district court's authority. The district court should clarify its directive with due regard for the deference owed, to the executive branch in the conduct of foreign affairs. For its parts, the government should be prepared to share what it can concerning the steps it has taken and the prospect of further steps. The order hereto entered by the Chief Justice is vacated. Statement of Justice Sotomayor, with whom Justice Kagan and Justice Jackson join, respecting the court's disposition of the application. I don't know if I'm going to read this whole thing. I mean, it's not super long. It's just 3 more pages. Story time. It's story time, y'all. um, the United States government arrested Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia in Maryland and flew him to a terrorism confinement center in El Salvador, where he has been detained for 26 days and counting. To this day, the government has cited no basis in law for Abrego Garcia's warrantless arrest, his removal to El Salvador, or his confinement in a Salvadoran prison, nor could it. The government remains bound by an immigration judge's 2019 order expressly prohibiting Abrego Garcia's removal to El Salvador because he faced a clear probability of future prosecution there and demonstrated that El Salvador's authorities were and would be unwilling to protect him. End quote. Um, the government has not challenged the validity of that order. Instead of hastening to correct its egregious error, the government dismissed it as an oversight. Um, it's naming some other declaration thing. The government now requests an order from this court permitting it to leave Abrego Garcia, a husband and father without a criminal record, in a Salvadoran prison for no reason recognized by the law. The only argument the government offers in support of its request that United States cannot grant relief once a deportee crosses the border is plainly wrong. See Rumsfeld versus Padilla. 542 U.S. 426 447 N. 16 2004 CF Boumediene versus Bush, 553 U.S. 723 732 2008. The government's argument, moreover, implies that it could deportate and incarcerate any person, including U.S. citizens. This is the Supreme Court talking, by the way. Where was I? Sorry. Including U.S. citizens without legal consequence, so long as it does so before a court can intervene. See Trump versus JGG 604 U.S. I don't know, -- 2025. Sotomayor J dissenting slip op at 8. I'm just reading literally what's on the page. I don't know what any of that means. Slip op at 8. That view refutes itself. Sorry, you guys. I am so tired. Because every factor governing requests for its equitable relief manifestly weighs against the government. NKEN versus Holder. I would have declined to intervene in this litigation and denied the application in full. Nevertheless, I agree with the court's order that the proper remedy is to provide Abrego Garcia with all the process to which he would have been entitled had he not been unlawfully removed to El Salvador. That means the government must comply with its obligation to provide Abrego Garcia with its due process of law, including notice and an opportunity to be heard in any future proceedings. It must also comply with, last page, its obligations under the Convention Against Torture. See Convention Against Torture and Other Cruel and Inhumane or Degrading Treatment or Punishment, December 10th, 1984. S Treaty Doc number 100-20, 1465, UNTS 113. Federal law governing detention and removal of immigrants continues, of course, to be binding as well. CUSC 1226, requiring a warrant before a non-citizen may be arrested and detained pending a decision on removal. 8 CFR 287.8 C2II 2024, requiring same. See also 8 CFR 241.4 L. In order to revoke conditional release, the government must provide adequate notice and promptly arrange an initial informal review to afford the alien. They don't put quotes around aliens, so I'm doing it. an opportunity to respond to the reasons for this revocation stated in the notification. Moreover, it has been the government's own well-established policy to facilitate aliens' return to the United States if the alien's presence is necessary for continued administrative removal proceedings. In cases where a non-citizen has been removed pending immigration proceedings, see U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Directive 11061.1, facilitating the return to the United States of certain lawfully removed aliens. 2. I don't know what that little symbol, it's like an S with a, I don't know, to February 24th, 2012. In the proceedings on remand, the district court should continue to ensure that the government lives up to its obligations to follow the law. Boom. So, Bob, thank you so much, Bob. You've left me, but thank you for tuning in and for your support. Okay. Then moving on, this is back to part 3. These are the exhibits, the allegations and facts. April 2025, during the same televised appearance or public remarks, Miss Bondi escalated her defamatory comments by stating that Mr. Abrego Garcia's wife and child are safer without him. This statement is not only baseless and cruel, but also inflammatory and designed to tarnish Mr. Abrego Garcia's character, despite legal rulings and declarations confirming he poses no threat. So I still have to print out, sorry, I'm so tired. I still have to print out the full media transcript of her fucking saying that bullshit that she did, because that was some fucking bullshit. So, here is the summary of Exhibit D. Overview. Exhibit D. Summary of public remarks made by Pamela Bondi regarding Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Overview. During a televised appearance on national news on Fox News, Pamela Bondi made several inflammatory and defamatory statements regarding Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Speaking in her official capacity as a public legal figure and political advisor, Bondi alleged that Mr. Abrego Garcia was affiliated with MS-13 and claimed, quote, Maryland is safer because he is gone, and that woman that he is married to and that child he had with her, they are safer tonight because he is out of our country and sitting in El Salvador where he belongs. That is what she said. Where he belongs, end quote. Why this is defamatory and misleading. At the time of her statements, a 2019 immigration court ruling had explicitly found that Kilmar Abrego Garcia had no affiliation with MS-13. If I can be so kind as to bring you all back to, I think this was Exhibit B, where it says right here that Kilmar Abrego Garcia has no criminal history. Sorry, it's backwards, but that's what it fucking says. This is from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, by the way. This is an official court document. So, back to this. Back to Exhibit D, the summary of Exhibit D. That ruling granted him withholding of removal, meaning he could not legally be deported to El Salvador due to the likelihood of prosecution by Barrio 18, the very gang that had targeted him and his family. The very reason he fled to the United States when he was 16 fucking years old. Jesus fucking Christ. God. They literally shoved him back in the fucking prison where these fucking gang members probably are. Thankfully, he's alive. And, by the way, Senator Chris Van Hollen did come back to the United States. So that little thing the White House posted earlier, I don't know if y'all saw that. That was some fucked up shit. And the way they crossed out, they took the Times news article of Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen meeting in person with Kilmar Abrego Garcia in El Salvador. They took that photo of him in the article and they crossed out words and wrote, instead of wrongly deported man, they crossed that out, and in red they wrote MS-13 gang member. And then said deported, and then they put in red, never coming back to the United States. Like, what the fuck is this? A lipstick message on the fucking mirror in RuPaul's Drag Race? Grow the fuck up. Oh my god. You are the White House official social media page. Sorry if I'm getting loud. This is so ridiculous. The official White House social media page posted this shit. Like a fucking teenager would do some shit like that. Like, what reality are we living in? Anyways, back to Exhibit D. Bondi's comments were made after a federal district court had already ruled that Mr. Abrego Garcia's removal was unlawful and had ordered the U.S. government to take all available steps to return him. Her public remarks were made with reckless disregard for the truth, undermining both the judicial process and Mr. Abrego Garcia's safety and reputation. Statement summary. Pam Bondi stated publicly on national television that Mr. Abrego Garcia was a member of MS-13. That is false. That his wife and children are safer without him. Back to the actual quote that she said, by the way, if you're just tuning in. This is Pam Bondi. She doesn't even fucking know these people. Maryland is safer because he is gone, and that woman he is married to and that child he had with her. They are safer tonight because he is out of our country and sitting in El Salvador where he belongs, end quote. Back to the statement summaries, that returning him to El Salvador was justified due to his supposed criminal background. Yeah, again, I bring you back to Exhibit B, where it says he has no fucking criminal history. So, she's lying. And that's why I'm filing this formal complaint, because she's violating the law. If she can just violate the law like this and blatantly lie on national television and slander someone's name and defame them and use her official capacity as the United States Attorney General to target one man, he's not even a politician or anything, and then lie about him, like, no, you should not be allowed to practice law because you are not practicing law right now. You are fucking breaking the law. Impact. These statements contradict established legal findings. They were made in the context of an ongoing legal case and have contributed to a public smear campaign against an individual the courts have explicitly deemed non-criminal and protected under U.S. immigration law. Thank you very much. So, I think I've gone over everything. Wait, just to show you guys real quick. So this is my summaries of Exhibit B and Exhibit C. So summary of Exhibit B, summary of 2019 Immigration Court ruling granting withholding of removal to Kilmar Abrego Garcia. On October 10, 2019, an immigration judge granted Kilmar Abrego Garcia withholding of removal under 8 U.S.C. 1231b3a, based on credible evidence that returning him to El Salvador would likely result in persecution by the Barrio 18 gang. The court found that Mr. Abrego Garcia had no affiliation with MS-13 and that allegations to the contrary were unsubstantiated and contradicted by the evidence. DHS, Department of Homeland Security, did not appeal this decision, making it final and binding as of November 9, 2019. This protection prohibited the United States from removing Mr. Abrego Garcia to El Salvador, absent formal termination through proper legal procedure, which never occurred. Summary of Exhibit C. Summary of the Supreme Court ruling, Christy Noem versus Kilmar Abrego Garcia. I'm not going to read this summary because I literally read the entire Supreme Court ruling to y'all. So, this is my full complaint. I have everything compiled. And because they only allow a max of 25 pages, I've had to put like a full copy of this available upon request. She's right. No, no, she's not. Because let me show you this, honey. Want to know why she's not right? Want to know why? This is the Supreme Court ruling right here. So you can say whatever you want. I have the fucking physical shit right in front of me. This is the actual Supreme Court ruling that I have printed out. So, keep living in your little delusional world, Andreas Bosker, or however the fuck you say your name. And, 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 thanks for actually tuning in, by the way. Because here's the thing where it says, this is the immigration court ruling. Oh, what's that right here? Oh, Kilmar Armando Brego Garcia. No criminal history. Right there. Yeah. This is from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, by the way. So, keep telling yourself that she's right. Keep living in delusion. You have fun with that. Because history will remember the ones who stood on the wrong side of history, and it won't be kind to them. So that's pretty much it I have for y'all. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in. I am exhausted. This took a lot of time to put together. And I am going to be filing this soon. That bitch is getting disbarred. And then I'm going to be filing one with the DC bar. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And there's the protest tomorrow. Millions of people are turning out to these protests, you guys, and it is fucking incredible. One thing I do want to say is we have a senator, I believe, from Alaska, Lisa Murkowski. So she has been saying that she actually does want to be speaking out, but she's afraid of retaliation from the right. So I called her and I left her a message and I told her to not give them that fear and to please, I'm urging her to please stand up and do what's right, because I know that she knows what's happening right now is completely morally unjust. It's not right. And then to this Andreas Bosker person, she's right. Yeah, wait till they start doing this to you and other United States citizens. You think you're safe because you're born in the fucking United States? No. Donald Trump was caught on a hot mic when he had Bukele in the Oval Office saying that he wants to deport homegrowns and that they need to build at least 5 more facilities to house them all. So, yeah, you keep living in your little fucking delusional land there, though. You have fun with that. The rest of us are in reality, and we are fighting back, and we're going to do whatever we can, like this, to succeed. So, yeah. So I'm going to be... I do need to get the full transcript of her appearance on Fox News, but other than that, I think I'm good to go with this formal complaint to the Florida bar against Pam Bondi. This is Operation Takedown Bondi. I said I was going to do it, and I'm fucking doing it. So, here we go. I will talk to y'all later. Protest tomorrow, bright and early, so I gotta go to bed early, and I have to paint some more signs before I hit the hay. So y'all have a good night. Have an amazing weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bob and Young 50 Bands and Rebecca and Henry, thank y'all for tuning in. Yeah. And I will link my newsletter, The Tower Project, and I will link my Redbubble shop. I have some really fucking cool designs on there that I think you all will really love. So, yeah, have a good night. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. If you're going out to a protest, wear sunscreen and stay hydrated. Here anyways, because it's fucking hot. Okay. Bye.